After Khomeini betrayed the Iranian people, hijacked their revolution and brought to power a bloodthirsty fundamental state, he said from the very beginning, "We want a caliph to cut off hands, punish, and stone to death. Some people are never corrected unless they are amputated and burned. For the others, kill them, beat them, and throw them behind bars. They must be seriously prosecuted and dealt with. Whenever it is determined that the individual is to be punished, then he should be punished." The report card of this fundamentalist regime is full of blood, and measures such as amputations, rape in torture chambers, hangings and firing squads, executions on the spot, floggings, gouging out eyes, and other shocking rulings such as throwing people off cliffs and stonings were all carried out across the country under Khomeini fatwas. They were then spread abroad under the pretext of exporting the revolution. Khomeini also issued fatwas to literally remove the blood of death row prisoners before execution, raping young women the night before being hanged, and permitting the murder of PMOI members and other regime dissidents. His followers carried out his orders step by step in efforts to maintain their disgraceful rule.
Christians jailed in Iran. One pastor could pay for his faith with his life. Hello, everyone. I'm Wendy Griffith. George Thomas is on assignment. There's a crackdown against Christians in Iran. The Islamic regime is targeting house church pastors and their leaders. Hundreds have been rounded up and imprisoned since the beginning of this year. Senior international correspondent Gary Lane has more.
The crackdown has led to 285 believers in 35 cities being arrested in Iran in the past 6 months, according to Elam Ministries, an organization that serves Christians in that country. Many of the arrested Christians have spent weeks and even months in prison, often serving long stretches in solitary confinement. They also have endured interrogations and psychological abuse. Iranian pastor Hormoz Shariat is with International Antioch Ministries. He hosts a satellite television show that is broadcast into Iran.
Most often, Revolutionary Guards just arrest, don't even tell their family. They can't have a lawyer, they can not even a formal charge. Sometimes they get killed without even a formal charge.
When he became president in 2005, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad pledged to halt the spread of Christianity in Iran. He launched a crackdown at that time, but David Yegnazar, USA Director of Elam Ministries, says the government's efforts are now intensifying.
In particular, over the last year, it has this persecution has gained momentum. And I think that's really because the church is growing with increasing momentum.
Yegnazar and Shariat say the government, for the first time, is admitting that Iranians are leaving the Islamic faith and becoming Christians.
They're writing about it in the newspapers. They're warning people. They've stated publicly that they will arrest people who are becoming Christians, that they will close down networks of house churches.
So the government is intentionally going after the house churches. You know, the supreme leader in last October, he came and said the house churches in Iran are a threat to our national security.
And that was a signal, says Shariat, for the government to target house church Christians, and especially their leaders. Iranian Ayatollah Mesbah Yazdi has warned against the strong attraction of Christianity among Iranian youth. And he recently admitted the government crackdown has failed to stop the spread of Christianity in Iran. But Iran's Islamic government is likely to continue the crackdown, and many Iranians are worried that similar radical Islamic governments could arise in other Middle Eastern countries.
God bless you all. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Reverend Marcos Miranda, president of the New York State Chaplain Task Force, and I'm here to represent the 700 plus interfaith members of the New York State Chaplain Task Force. I stand here today amongst my brothers and sisters of different faith backgrounds to denounce the Rouhani administration. Let there be no misunderstanding. My love for all people of all faith backgrounds, or no people of faith backgrounds, is great and steadfast. My heart aches when I think of all those who have been maimed and lynched, falsely imprisoned, or killed by Rouhani and his administration.
From 1933 to 1945, Hitler had an agenda. His agenda was one of power and greed and complete disregard for human rights and humanity.